From the Homestead Studios in Santa Clarita, California, this is a Headache Soul production. Welcome to Just the Tip-Sters, America's favorite true crime podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Morgan. With me today is my handsome and talented co-host, Joshua Decaf Bevan.
Decaf?
He brings zero energy to the team.
I thought I walked in and just livened the whole place.
Yeah, the place lit up. In the words of every case on Dateline, he lights up a room. Yeah, but with decaf. It's like a low light.
Yeah.
It's a romantic low light.
Just the flavor, not
yeah. Not the energy.
Yeah.
The flavor. That's hilarious. Joshua's the flavor, not the energy. I have to say, this was a nickname submitted to us.
Oh no!
This nickname provided by our beautiful tipster Bronwyn and the Robert T. and Mary P. McLaren Foundation and generous donors like yourself. Your nicknames have have a beautiful kind of PBS kind of quality.
Sure.
Decaf. So I just thank you, Bronwyn.
And if you donate now,
right, you get this lovely tote bag with Joshua's face on it. It's actually 2 tote bags. You can wear them like testicles. You put one on each side of your zipper, and you look like you got two tote bags. You can
take it to the farmer's market.
And only get round objects. It's like a bowling ball cleaner. It's like one of those.
Yes. Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bronwyn.
Yeah, thanks, Bronwyn. I almost peed my pants. She sent it to me. She goes, "Here's another one for Joshua." And I'm like, yes. People are fucking chipping in now. I'm tired of coming up with this all on my own. So yeah, thank you, Bronwyn. All right there, Decaf. How are you doing? How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was great. Thank you. Yeah.
Good. I saw a TikTok video of you drinking something.
Oh, yeah. So there's a TikTok trend about drinking Jeppson's Malort, and then you drink it and then you have to say, "Pour me another" right after.
Oh, okay. That's the challenge part.
Without
throwing up.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not delicious. But
and you drink it straight out of the bottle.
Yeah. Well, also in the Malort world, my brother brought it over because he had been sending me these TikToks, and I'm getting more and more scared as all of these kids are kids. They're 22-year-old whatever, and they can't do it. They're taking a shot and then have to turn around and puke in the sink.
Right.
And I'm getting more and more scared because I've never had this stuff.
But you're kind of a warrior.
Well, okay. Let me just say it's not delicious. But these kids are being dramatic.
Okay.
Or they've never drank anything in their lives.
Okay, there you go. That could be it.
Because they're young and new to the alcohol world. It's definitely it's a liqueur. It's a mixer. You're not supposed to drink this.
Drink it straight.
What
do you mix with
bitter.
it?
I don't know.
Pretty.
I don't really know.
It's the color kind of beer. I thought it was, and it comes in a bottle shaped like a beer.
Well, yeah.
Is it a little taller?
I think it was a taller. I mean, it was. Yeah, it's a liqueur bottle because I think you're supposed to probably put a half ounce in a large
something
drink.
Else. Got it. Okay.
Because it's quite. It's strong and it's bitter, and I think
always think of liqueurs as being sweet.
Well, I think they're all over the place.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think whatever, and I don't know what this stuff is made of. I mean, grapefruit pith and battery acid. I think, yeah. I think that's the.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious. But the video was adorable, and you fucking held your own, sir.
Thank you. Well,
I didn't know how terrible it was until I read your hashtags. And I was like, yeah, you kept your smile on your face, and you looked kind of frozen.
Yeah, it was a fake smile for sure.
Yeah, it was good, though. You did good.
If you look close at my eyes in the
Twitching.
video, they're totally...
You did good.
Yeah.
You did good.
Well,
so yeah, maybe you cut it off in time, but there was some editing, but you did.
No, there was no editing. I mean,
okay.
It was, It's not delicious, but calm down, kids.
We went to the Castaway in Burbank, and the food was phenomenal. The food was phenomenal.
Nice.
It was kind of a set menu, but you could pick the appetizers were set, and then you picked your entree, and then they brought you like a selection of 12 mini desserts.
Oh.
And I picked turkey. And when I looked next at the table next to us, I should have got steak. And the turkey was fine, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But it just, the appetizers were out of this world, and the desserts were phenom, and it was so worth the price. It was so worth the price. So yeah, it was really nice, and a beautiful view of the San Fernando Valley, and no family drama.
Yeah, family.
Yeah, fuck them all. Yeah. Right. No, I don't mean that. But anyway, I hope you guys had a lovely Thanksgiving. And I have so many things in my life to be thankful for. And the Tip-Sters are a big part of that. I told Joshua, thank you for him, because I'm very thankful for him too. But I'm a really blessed girl. And I am finished with school, Tip-Sters.
Good work.
Yeah, I am finished. I passed my final presentation, which was on the Bill and Peggy Stevenson case. And then there was a mock interview and resume review and a final exam to get into to level up. It was the exam didn't count as far as points. It counted as far as if you finished it, which I did. All of us did. It was timed. And it was the questions they would ask for you to get your ICAC, International Crime Analysts, something, community, something with a C. Yeah. Anyway, so I finished that anyway, and I am done, and I'm still last class was Tuesday night, just a few days ago. And I'm still a little like weirded out, but it's like you've been doing something for so long, and then you're like, oh, now it's over. Now, it's like a double-edged sword,
Cool.
But I'm happy with what's going on. And the only thing I have left to do is request my certification. And I haven't done that yet. I think I'm drag-assing, for it to, I know.
For a reason, or just?
Yeah, once it's over, I'm afraid, oh no, now what do I do? But, I will be hitting up. I've had so many sweet people in law enforcement send me nice messages, congratulating me. And I'm going to be hitting up all of them. I told them, I'm like, look, when this is over, I'm going to be hitting you up, see if you have any jobs, for me being a janitor. I don't even care, just something.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm done with school. And
way to go. Good fucking work.
Thank you. It was a lot, I'll be honest. A big shout out to the professors from the College of the Canyons Admin of Justice Department, and some of those amazing classmates who already work in different parts of law enforcement. They're just taking the certification to, maybe get promoted or, have more education behind them. But there are so many good people that help the old lady out with the tech part of the program. So a big shout out to Carolyn and Arlene and Mary and Monster and Monica and Michelle and Alex and Valerie and Brianna and Claudia, Alexandria, and Ariel. And they were so good to me and kept me going when I wanted to fold.
Oh,
they are sweet. Just such good people. They would check in on me when I looked like I was having a meltdown, which was probably quite often. So such good people, really so blessed. I couldn't have had a better group of people in the program with me.
That's
really
amazing.
Good people. And you Tip-Sters have no idea what you've meant to me. I can feel you cheering me along from across the country. People from all over are and even the world. I have some beautiful people in Australia and South Africa who are kindly checking in on me and, making sure. Yeah, I'm just really blessed. I really do know how blessed I am. And I don't know that I could have made it through all of those months without Magic Mind. And I am so tired of being tired. I am so grateful to Magic Mind for what they do, what they make, what they create, and what they provide to help us. And it's such a beautiful drink elixir that is so easy to take. And they now are going to be making them in gummies. And I actually like the drink. I really, really like the drink. But if you maybe, you know, feel like you want something simpler, easier to, you know, to take, you know, go look at the gummies. They put out a pilot program and they sold out quickly. And this elixir is, you know, completely healthy, made of all natural things. It gives you a calm, steady boost. It's not like an energy drink that, you know, punches your heart. It's really good for your body. And they also have the Magic Mind Sleep Elixir that will really help you coast into sleep. Their products are amazing. I love them very much. And I hope that you'll consider checking out magicmind.com. And in the promo code area, TIPS is 20, TIPSIS 20, and you get 20% off and free delivery. And they often throw in extra things when you are a subscriber. So consider getting the subscription. I just know I'm not ever going to be able to be without it anymore because I need it. It's not like it's addictive. It's just me. I have an addictive personality. It's just once you find out how good you feel and how much more energy you have, then you're not going to want to be without it.
Cool.
It's a good addiction.
Good.
So this case is this is an odd one, and what bothers me are small cases that don't get a lot of attention. Do not ask me how this came across my transom because I don't remember. But I remember looking it up, going, "Wait a minute, why is there not more about this?" I will also tell you there is a podcast, and I couldn't find it. They had changed their name. And this is going to be a left-hand turn. I don't care what you do in your free time. I don't care if you smoke, you know, shoot, consume. Don't care. Don't name your true crime podcast, you know, heroin and murder. And that's, you know, I'm being facetious. But This podcast was like, blah, 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 wine and deadly crimes.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Okay.
There are many popular podcasts with, you know, we drink and solve murder. Do that in your spare time.
Right.
Call your podcast We Solve Murders. Don't be like, you know, Cabernet and you. It's just no. Right. So I know people are going to be mad at me and write in and tell me I'm a judgmental bitch. Don't care. Okay. So, you know, here I am with a podcast entitled Just the Tip-Sters because I'm a 12-year-old boy. Right. So you can say I'm rude and disrespectful. I don't give two shits. Okay. I know who I am. And I'm the least disrespectful human being when it comes to, you know, murders that you'll ever meet. So anyway, they changed their name to something like a 180, like advocacy or something.
Oh, okay. So it was
wine and something,
smoking crack.
Yeah, really. It was like Cheech and Chong's murder talk, and now it's advocacy something.
Got it. Okay.
And they have a whole lot of episodes. I could not find. They were listed as having done an episode on this case earlier this year. Couldn't find it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was removed.
Oh.
I don't know, but could not find it. I will tell you there is a local station in Minnesota that has done a brilliant job of being detectives. It's KARE. I think it's channel 11. And the reporters are amazing. The producers have gone above and beyond and gotten, you know, legal documents explaining things. Like it isn't just like, I'm going to report this story. Okay. Nope. Deep dive, digging, trying to get people to talk. Nice. Really great job. Good. This local TV station, a really, really great job. So it feels like there is a natural conclusion, but I want you to listen to the whole story because there are more than one person who may have done this to this sweet senior citizen. And I don't know all the background, but it feels like he was a older man who was hardworking, who had a lovely farm he wanted to live on, was having maybe some financial difficulty keeping things. He had a health issue, and then he's like, I'm going to sell it. He has a son and a daughter. I don't know much about the daughter, but I can tell you the son has a litany of problems. And there is some audio and video of him and a few suspicious circumstances. So I'm going to get into the case of Terry McCoy. I think he was 68-year-old, retired construction equipment operator in Wheaton, Minnesota.
Okay.
He, again, a sweet older man, had a lot of friends. In fact, one particular friend, I think his name is Greg. He loved him so much and before I even start talking, there is a second Terry McCoy who was murdered in Minnesota, but she is a girl, Terri, like Terry Ann McCoy.
Okay.
He is Terry MC, big capital COY.
Got it.
So if you look up, Terry McCoy, I was like, wait a minute, what? Oh no, that's a woman. Okay. So he was, we kind of know a roundabout date of when he was murdered because of someone showing up, but he was not found until July 6th of 2020.
Okay.
And I'll explain how he was found. So he had friends, and his best friend for many years said after he had, they call it a health issue. My guess would be a fall. His friend said, sell your farm and move in with me.
Okay.
So he did not want to, because the house was too big and too much for him to take care of.
Sure.
He did not want to go the traditional route through a realtor. Mm-hmm. So he finds a couple that wants to buy the house for what he owed on it and an extra $30,000.
Okay.
So he would have some, pocket money, living with his friend in a room at his friend's house. And his friend is so adorable. When he's interviewed, he goes, well, he was going to move in here the next day. And I just thought that we would, live here together until we got tired of each other.
Oh,
I mean, so sweet. He'd prepared, it's like a lovely room with probably a queen size bed, pretty big bed. And it's like, you could tell he was excited to have his friend roomie,
cool,
in his house. So the couple that buys the house the husband shows up to mow the grass. And I guess it was June 17th. So he is mowing the grass, and he knocks on the door to say, hey, Mr. McCoy, I'm here just to mow the grass. And he doesn't get an answer. And he finally walks in the house, and his chair's turned over. The reason I said he may have a back issue is because he had to sleep in that kind of padded recliner.
Okay.
And that to me says
back stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that have to sit sleeping up or sit in a chair because they can't lay down. So he was in this kind of padded recliner with an ottoman. Okay. And he, the floor, I'm showing Joshua, and he can't really tell because it's black and white, but I'll post the picture. The floor is tile. Oh. Like a really pretty tile. It looks like carpet, but it's huge, big probably 24 by 24 tiles. Got it. And they're really pretty. It's a pretty flooring. It's like got it looks like concrete, but much classier. Cool. It's a really nice flooring. So the new owners of the home found Terry McCoy. I'm sorry, they didn't find him. Found his chair tipped over. His shoes, his phone, his glasses were on a table, and a small puddle of blood on the hard floor. Oh. And he is gone.
Okay.
So that's June 17th. And, there's a big search, small town.
Sure.
Big search. Nothing like this happened. Oh, here, it's his friend's name is Mike Duggar. I apologize. It's not Greg. Mike Duggar. And they've been friends for 47 years. And he was like, come and stay with me. And that was the plan the following day. So I guess June 18th. His chair is found tipped over June 17th by the new people who are going to buy his house. And it's like, where is he? So they do this very wide search. Lots of people show up. The first person in line to go along with the search is a minister who had not lived in the town for quite a while. So Pastor Danny Barnes had a small group of people and a ministry for those who had suffered addiction and been in prison.
Okay. Is Terry McCoy have any connection to that, or?
My theory is his son Brock.
Got it. Okay.
His son Brock is in and out of rehab, halfway houses, jail,
Gotcha.
drug addiction. My guess is that's the connection, but there's another connection I'm going to get to. Pastor Barnes was indicted for, stealing funds.
No.
It was a nonprofit, and so he is indicted. There are 12 or 13 people who testify against him. One of them is Terry McCoy.
Oh no. Okay.
My guess is he funded his son's, rehab-ish thing.
Sure.
with this, not
Gotcha.
possibly real church.
I am with you.
Okay. So he testifies against him in court.
Gotcha.
And then, there were 12 or 13 people who testified against Pastor Barnes. And in an interview with KARE, he said, there's a group of people that have testified against me and none of the rest of them are dead.
Oh, wow.
That's his.
That's the defense.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, all righty. But I do have to say,
there's 12 people that don't like me.
Right.
And I didn't kill any
Soon
of them.
there'll be 11 and then 10.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have to say the picture that they captured from KARE of the original search is kind of interesting because Pastor Barnes is like in mid-walk, like arms, arms and legs, and he is ahead of and there is a large group of people, but he is like forcefully.
Wants to be the first. Okay.
Doesn't live there anymore. Came back to town to volunteer.
Okay.
For a search party for a man who testified against him and he went to jail.
Yeah, not his best bud.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting.
That is interesting.
Very. So I'm not kidding. There were many search parties. Right. For a small town, for Wheaton, small town. They, are on it and they are looking constantly. And then on July 6th, the 19th day that Terry's been missing.
Yeah, wow.
Fishermen find him in a river.
Okay.
Shot in the back of the head. Tied down with 150 pounds of log chain.
So, okay, wrapped up in chain. And that's how the body sunk. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Now, before he is found, his son Brock is seen in a press conference wearing a neck brace.
Okay. Why?
Well, we don't know.
Just mysterious.
Could he have been fighting with his dad?
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
Probably not, because it looks like someone snuck up behind Terry, shot him in the head, and then drug him off. He was found nude.
Okay.
Wrapped in 150 pounds of log chain.
Okay.
In a river by fishermen.
Wow.
So his son Brock Anthony McCoy looks like a man who's had a hard life.
All right.
Struggled with drugs, been in and out of rehabs. At the time was living in a halfway house.
Okay.
Didn't get along with his dad. I think his dad probably, funded his trying to get him help. And then maybe, tough loved it.
Eventually, they say, you got a tough love.
Right.
And I don't know. God.
When Brock finds out his dad is selling the farm, he is furious and says, "You're selling it too cheaply," which that could be debated, but it's Terry's farm.
Sure.
If he just wants out
right.
and wants to live with his best friend and not worry about a fall or a health issue when he's by himself.
Yeah.
It's he can give the house away.
He can give it away. And yeah, absolutely.
So his son, I think, probably saw his inheritance slipping down the drain.
Right.
So he has a son, Brock, and his daughter, Carrie. And Brock is like, "Please bring our dad home. Please bring our dad home." It had to be someone who knew him. Someone knew that he was alone. Somebody knew that he was there at that farm at that time, alone at night.
Okay, but if it's a small town, everybody knows that, right?
Well,
I mean, if he lives alone and...
Yeah, it had to be someone who knew him. Somebody knew he was alone at that time. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Is that person that knew you?
Well, okay. I mean, Brock sounds suspicious. The pastor sounds suspicious. So
yeah.
Far. But, yeah, I don't know. If it's a small town... Everybody knows everybody's business. You know who's living alone and could be old and by themselves and could be snuck up upon with a gun and to the back. Like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a whole lot to me.
I see what you're saying, but who would have the motive?
The motive, sure. No.
A son who thinks you're selling your farm too cheaply and he's not going to get any inheritance, right. And a man that you testified against who spent time in jail,
right?
Who shows up to be the first person to find you,
right?
At the same time that Brock is giving this press conference with a neck brace, that is when two fishermen find his body.
Oh, right then. Okay.
Mm-hmm. 7 miles from his farm. They find his body wrapped in 150 pounds of log chain, nude. And after about a year, they are talking to Pastor Barnes. And I love this. It's like body cam footage. So there is this investigator. Wheaton police turn it over to the BCA.
BCA.
Yeah, I have zero idea what that means.
Oh, okay.
BCA agents. Every state has like a state-run investigative agency.
Okay.
So the BCA agents are talking to Pastor Barnes, and they have body-worn footage,
mm-hmm.
And this agent says, "What are some of the things you've heard about what happened to Terry?" And Pastor Barnes goes, "Oh, that I killed him." And the BCA agent said, "You've heard that you killed him? Who's telling you that?" And he goes, "Oh, Facebook."
Oh, boy.
Yeah. He said there were lots of rumors spreading around about him on social media. Sure. I get it. I think because he was the first person to show up to search for him for a ground search. But, he said, "I haven't lived there in years. I operated this ministry, this halfway house, and it offered, services to alcohol, rehabilitation, and some former inmates. And I'm a former inmate and a future inmate because I got, in trouble again."
What did you do the first time there, bud?
I don't know what his first charges were. This, however, makes me laugh really hard. He seems like either somebody who reveals everything about himself and thinks, "Hey, I'll let you sort out the," he said, no prompting in this interview. He goes, if you hear from, my group was not very popular in the community. And if you hear from, residents that I brought a criminal element into Wheaton, that's true.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think this...
Look at this picture of him with nothing on. I mean, just pants and shirt ahead of everyone else wearing like hard hats and backpacks. He's like, I'm leading the charge.
Hey guys, let's look over here.
Right.
Not by the river.
Not there. Yeah, really. Not at the river at all. Why would anyone do that? Yeah.
Follow me.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't have the charges, but it says court records show he stood trial multiple times in Wheaton.
Okay.
Right. And my favorite quote, there's probably a dozen people that have testified against me in court in Wheaton, and none of them are dead.
Yeah.
Well, the day is young, Pastor Barnes.
I guess. I mean, oh, man.
So look,
if I were this guy's attorney, I would not want to. Don't go near a microphone. Stay away from a microphone.
You need a PR person,
right?
And you just keep your mouth shut.
Stop it.
Just
stop it.
Yeah. I know you're used to standing behind a podium and talking to people. Don't do it no mo.
Right.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting that he, out of town,
right,
lives in a different town now. Here's the story. And it's like, I'm going to help find that guy that convicted me.
Sure. And it absolutely could be that it's
out of the kindness of his heart.
He's a kind person.
Yeah, it could be.
And he heard it because he's connected.
Sure.
And he wants to make good on it or something.
Right.
I mean, he feels in his heart, well, this guy thinks I wronged him. I'm going to go.
And I did. I stole money and I did do wrong.
Right. In which case, I mean, that's got to be tough if everybody's pointing fingers at him.
Well, here's the thing. He was out of town. Right. He lived in a different town.
Right.
If he had stayed home, I don't think suspicion would have been on him.
Sure. Just stay home, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Listen to Joshua. Get away from a microphone.
If you want us to stop suspecting you, stop looking suspicious.
Right. Or that amazing song by that woman named Sarah. Stop giving men microphones. She's talking about podcast hosts, but still, it applies here. It applies here.
Stop it.
Yeah. So the BCA did execute one search warrant at Barnes' home, but they can't find anything to connect him. And then, sadly, in 2021. Pastor Barnes died of complications from COVID.
Oh, no.
So he's gone. Here's Brock looking all, spanky. And
yeah, wow. He's got a full thing.
And his neck brace, like, hey.
on his head there, bro.
Yeah. Like a halo or whatever. Like he's had severe brain surgery.
Yeah.
And Brock is like, the BCA contacted me a day after they began searching. They have questioned our entire family. I have to say he presented really well on camera, but you look at him, you're like, oof, that's not good. Like he is, yeah. And then there's actually in some search warrants, the notes, Brock dislikes Terry. They don't communicate. Terry was selling the house too cheap, according to him.
Okay.
So here is the other layer I'm going to lay on you.
Right.
Where was Brock on the night his father disappeared?
Yeah. Does he have an alibi?
He told police, I never left the Twin Cities. In a phone interview, he told KARE 11, I was at my sober house on Penn Avenue in Minneapolis. That's where I was living at the time. But one of Brock's housemates told KARE, no, he wasn't here that night. And here's the other really great part. They checked his phone records and they show that he had sent a text to another housemate that said, hey, buddy, I'm at the hospital. I have an infection in my wound.
Oh, no.
They checked with the HCMC hospital. No records of him ever being there. No records of him ever checking into the hospital, didn't have a hospital stay, didn't have an urgent care appointment, nothing. Here's another layer. Search warrants show that Brock's cell phone was turned off the night of his father's disappearance and murder. It said it registered at a cell tower in Minneapolis at 9:46 on June 17th and did not power up again until 11:27, June 18th. That's 13 and a half hours. That's more than enough time to make the 3-hour drive to Wheaton.
Wow.
And back with plenty of time in between to do something terrible to your father.
Sure. Well, okay, don't turn your cell phone off. That's the thing that I'm going to leave mine on my nightstand.
Yeah, leave it at home or something and say you were sleeping.
No, sure. If I'm going to go commit crimes, I'm leaving my cell phone at home. But I mean, if I'm innocent, I'm not going to.
Maybe you turn it off because you don't want it to ring or buzz and you're busy rehabbing, getting drugs out of your system and getting your wounds checked.
Getting my fake wounds,
your wounds from shooting up. But he didn't have any record of any. No, but he did have records of wounds from his roommates.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know that they were infected.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, no records of him getting anything treated.
Got it. All right.
So besides the conflicting information about that, it's kind of fascinating that they've reached out to him more recently. Hey, will you do another interview with us? Nope. He doesn't respond.
Well,
yeah. So the BCA cannot come up with enough information to charge Brock or, posthumously, Pastor Barnes. The sad thing is his best friend, Mike Duggar, is the one saying, look, there's been no arrests. He was my best friend. I don't trust the job that the BCA is doing. And it's a piece of your life that's torn away from you when they take away your best friend.
Oh,
I know.
Man.
When I say people need an advocate, I mean it. And it doesn't always have to be your family. Sometimes your family isn't capable enough of doing what needs to be done for you. But this is a best friend.
Yeah,
this is a true best friend who is going to the press asking for help. Please help find who did this to my friend. And he says, I hope there's some conclusion to this case before I'm too old and die. And somebody pays. Whoever did this needs to stay in prison for the rest of their natural life, which is quite kind.
Sure.
Considering what was done to Terry, I mean, a lot of people say, I would like what happened to my friend or loved one to happen to the person that did it.
Right.
Being, in possession of your equilibrium enough to say, whoever did it, I hope they find them before I'm not here. And I hope they spend the rest of their natural life in jail is very kind, considering how he must feel.
Yeah.
When he takes the news crew in his house, he's like, come on in. Don't worry about wiping your feet. I'm an old bachelor. And his house is lovely. His house is lovely. And he, goes upstairs and says, this would have been Terry's room. Like he was very proud of having made a nest for his friend who was struggling because he didn't feel like it was safe to live alone anymore.
Right.
So these are the cases that bother me the most. I have been asked to cover a couple of really big cases lately, and I am trying hard to set boundaries because I'm tired and I have other shit to do. And I'm like, look, other people can do this much better than me. Other people have much more, time, money, research. Let them do that. Let me talk about these cases, the ones that mean something to me. And it's not that the big cases don't, but they just don't need another voice chiming in.
Sure.
Most of the time, I don't, if I have something new to add, fine. I very rarely do, but I'm going to talk about these cases until I can't talk anymore.
Wow.
Because these are the ones that need the attention. I was shocked at the little bit of information about Terry.
Yeah.
And this is a particularly shitty, brutal thing. A man who thinks he's starting a new chapter in his life. He's going to move in with his friend. He's going to not have to worry about, being alone and health issues. It seemed like he was at peace with his decision, sell his farm for what he owes to this couple and then, have some cash on hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like he could have done just fine the rest of how many ever days he had. And no one has the right to take away whatever days he had left.
Yeah.
No one.
Man.
So if anyone within the sound of my voice has any information about what happened to Terry McCoy, who did this, you're encouraged to call the BCA tip line at 1-877-996-6222 or email bca.coldcase@state.mn.us. That's bca.coldcase@state.mn.us. And as always, if you want to contact us, please feel free to do so. You can call us at 832-TIPSTER. That's 832-847-7837. You can email us at jttipsters@gmail.com. You can find us on any of the social media platforms at JT Tipsters on Instagram, our Facebook page, at JT Tipsters Pod on Twitter, and more cowbell.
If you would like to support this podcast and get early access and other cool murderous swag, go to patreon.com/justthetipsters.